good afternoon, friends. It's Miss Shannon here at the Levittown Library, and today I've got a great doodle time for you, and we're going to learn how to doodle some sea creatures. But first, we're going to start with our hello song. It goes, hi, 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 my friends, how are you today? We're going to have a lot of fun. I hope you'd like to play. Alrighty, so before we start doodling, as we do every time, I'm going to take, I think, red today, and we're going to start with some stretching and some just basic shapes. We're going to start with a nice triangle. Now you can make it a skinny triangle, or a tall triangle, or a really wide triangle. And then maybe we'll do some circles, and they can be itty bitty teeny circles or really big circles. And if you wanted to put a little rectangle in them, we could turn them into little bubbles. Oh, I don't think I could fit a rectangle in there. Speaking of rectangles, let's doodle a rectangle. So we'll draw a nice tall box, or maybe a square, and when it's a square, all the sides are the same, but when it's a rectangle, two sides are the same, and the other two sides are the same on a different length. All right, with triangles, squares, we'll do another big square. We'll do a little skinny rectangle. Ooh, all right, I'm feeling warmed up. Are you? I'm so excited for this doodle time. I am just going to take my paper towel and wipe these off so I have plenty of room to doodle. Alrighty, that looks clean. So first, we are going to make a jellyfish. I think we'll make the jellyfish a dark blue. So to start, I think I'll draw them down here. We're going to start with a half circle. So instead of making a whole circle, we're just going to make half. It kind of looks like an arch or maybe a sideways moon. We're going to connect it on the bottom with this kind of straight, kind of curved line, whatever you're feeling. And then we're going to give it some frills. And it kind of looks like maybe a skirt or some frills just on the bottom, however many you like. I like a lot of frills personally. And then we're going to give it some wavy legs. And now, just like always, doodling is different for everybody, so if you want to give them only a couple legs, awesome. If you want to give your jellyfish straight legs instead of wiggly legs, also fine. Now we're just going to add some details. Now I like to give my jellyfish little eyes, little eyebrows, maybe a nose, and a smile. Oh, he looks so happy, doesn't he? And you know what? Maybe I'll give him some spots too. Maybe he's a spotted jellyfish. I think that's super fun. Oh, look at him. He looks really good. How did your jellyfish turn out? I bet it turned out great. All right, so next we're going to draw a sea turtle. I'm going to make my sea turtle green, but as always, whatever colors you want to use, it could be red, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, pink, tie-dye, black, silver, white, whatever colors you're feeling, you doodle with. So we're going to start again with another half circle, but this one we're going to kind of make really long and not super tall, because we're going to make this the shell. Then we're going to give him a nice curvy line under, and that'll start his shell. Now we're going to kind of draw two banana looking shapes for his flippers. I can get them right. Banana, or maybe they look like hot dogs, whatever you're feeling. And remember, sometimes when we doodle, things don't turn out the way we think they will, but they're going to turn out just fine in the end, no matter what. And then we're going to give him his little tail at the bottom. At the top, his head. Now, I like to draw a big circle for the head with kind of a little bump for his nose. I'll even give him a little nostril so he can smell when he's up above the water. And just like with the other one, now it's time for the details. We'll give him some eyes, we'll give him a smile, maybe some spots just like we did, or maybe just some dashes, whatever we're feeling. And then we're going to design on his shell. Now you can design the shell however you like. Every turtle is different. They have different shapes. I like to kind of make not quite squiggly lines, but straight lines, like I'm making maybe squares or triangles. Oh, that looks really good. You can also feel free to color in his flippers if you want, and his tail. Not doing an amazing coloring job, but that's okay. Every doodle is different, and you do what you like best. Alrighty, he looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me finish coloring him in up here. I'll just color over those spots because sometimes coloring things in means you color over other stuff. And that's okay. He looks pretty good. Now finally we're going to doodle a seahorse. And I'm going to make my seahorse purple. We're going to start not with a half circle like we have. We're going to start with kind of a stretched out number 3 shape. So we start up here and we're going to kind of go around and around. Kind of like a 3 or maybe just a very wiggly line with 2 bumps. And starting from the bottom, you're going to give him his tail, his belly, his neck, and then his head. So he kind of looks like a little bit of a bigger worm, but don't worry, he's going to turn out to be a seahorse just fine. So first you're going to give him his belly, and you can give that some stripes. You're going to give him his little fin over here, and you can add, I think I'll add some fun little scale patterns, just because that looks really fun for me. I'm going to give him a little frill, kind of like a dinosaur maybe. And then by his tail, I'm going to give him some stripes. And then last but not least, we'll work on his eyes, his mouth. I don't think he needs a nose. I think it'll be fine. Alrighty, and then if you wanted to color that in, like maybe I'll color the frill in purple. Maybe he's a purple and white seahorse. Just give him some detail. Now, one of my favorite things to do is when you doodle lots of different things, but for us today, these are all creatures that live under the ocean. So I'm going to take my blue, and at the very top of my board, I'm just going to draw some waves. Because now, instead of just floating around in space, they're under the water. I could make our little turtle here have some bubbles. I could maybe draw some sand on the bottom or a seashell. And look at that, we have a whole ocean scene. Now before we go, we just did a lot of doodling with our arms, so let's do some stretches. We're going to stretch our arms out and put your hands so that their palms are facing up, palms are facing down. Make big open hands and then scrunch them really, really tight. Big open hands and scrunch them really, really tight. We're going to give yourself a really big hug. Oh, nice shoulder stretch. And just do some wiggling and some turning your wrists, wiggle your fingers. And we are done with doodle time. You guys did such a good job. I cannot wait to see some of your doodles. And just remember, doodling is different for everyone. It turns out differently for everyone, and your creations are amazing because you made them. Alrighty, friends, it's just about time for me to go. So we're going to sing our goodbye song, and I will see you next week for story time on Wednesday. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Alrighty, friends, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.